Today we are going to talk about dog socialization, what it is and why it is important. So dog socialization is exposing dogs to multiple things in multiple different environments, multiple different people and everything like that, so that they understand what that is and they understand how to react to a situation like that. And it is an extremely important skill that can start even the day that they're born. It can start any age, it can start any time in their lives, and it is a very vital thing to have a calm and happy dog in most situations. So I'm going to lay out a scenario and I'm going to explain why it could be important. So say you and your family go to this lake every year. Well, you just got a dog this year. Of course you want to bring your dog with you to this family trip. There's going to be water, there's going to be a log cabin, there's going to be a walk. It's going to be fantastic. Who doesn't love that? So you need to get this dog ready for the trip in ways that you wouldn't even think about. So if you've got a puppy or a dog that was from a shelter that doesn't really know what things are, what happens if they don't know what a log cabin floor is, like a hardwood floor, and they don't know how to walk on that, and that's really weird to them? Then they could be fearful and they might not want to stay in the cabin. They might have an accident or something like that. So there's kind of a list of things that you need to do to help them with that you don't really think about. So it's going to be multiple steps that you don't even consider because it's just always been a yearly thing. You go with your family to the lake. You're going to need to teach your dog how to sit in a car and how to be calm in a car and what exactly a car does. And car doesn't mean something bad, and you could start that out by just getting them in and out of the car door. Just open up the door, toss a treat in, let them jump in, and then let them jump out. That means the car does not mean that we're absolutely going somewhere. And that is a great way to start. And then you can try just driving them up and down the block. Just do small steps and try to keep it positive every single time that you can. Bring a lot of treats. You can bring maybe a toy for him to play with, and that would be a great start. So then on your way to the cabin, then you're going to have a nice, calm, relaxed dog who knows exactly what a car is. He's not going to be panting or throwing up or anything like that. And then say you get to the lake. Well, there's a gravel road. He's never seen gravel before, So whenever you're at home, it would be great if you could take him on your walks out to multiple surfaces. So not just sidewalks, not just dirt roads. Try a gravel road, and that he knows exactly what that is. There's also, on that lake trip, he might run into a bike and he might not realize that he is supposed to leave the bikes alone. And what if he goes chasing after that biker? Then it's not a good day for you or the dog or the biker. So that's one of the reasons that it's so important for dog socialization. And I tried to give tips on, getting them in the car before, but one of the best ways that you can start dog socialization is as soon as you get that dog and you get him home, start working on him at home. Try maybe touching his muzzle, try maybe playing with his ears or touching his tail or something like that, and try to make it short, positive experiences. I would say whenever you get a dog, it would be great to have treats all the time. There's even fanny packs that you can have just filled with treats, and that would be a great way to carry them around. You never forget them. You'll have them with you all the time, and you can be pretty hands-off with it. And another tip for socializing them that I think is a great idea is whenever you feed them, because obviously feeding is a positive time. They're going to be happy to get food. Hopefully that food tastes delicious. And you can just start working on petting them while they are eating, and that can kind of kill two birds with one stone, and that will help them with food aggression instead, because they will realize that they're going to get touched whenever they have food. It doesn't really matter. They can't be protective over that food, and that will help you start socializing them to, like I said, playing with their ears, playing with their mouth, playing with their tails, getting them pet on the belly, because who doesn't love belly rubs, right? Another thing, I would say the next step would be maybe to have your family members come over, maybe just your parents, just two people show up and they start playing with the dog. They don't have to interact with the dog right away. Don't let them run in and just scoop up the puppy and start tossing it around and stuff like that. A great way would just to have them talk with you normally, and then maybe start feeding the dog a treat. And if the dog comes up to them and gets curious, then maybe start petting him, start playing with him. Go slowly. If the puppy feels like he needs to back away, then let him back away. He should eventually come back, especially if you're enticing enough with treats and with toys and stuff like that. Then I would say another great way to socialize them is walks. So especially walks on the park, they're going to run into a lot of things. You might run into people playing frisbee. You might run into people who are walking their own dogs, and then that would be a great way to socialize them with other dogs, because you don't want them to be terrified of, say, large dogs. If you have a little dog and you don't want them to be terrified of a large dog, if he sees that you guys can just behave walking by each other on the walk, then that creates a positive association. So whenever you do get into that situation, if you need to stop your dog and sit with him and just wait for the dog to pass, you absolutely can do that. If he's feeling confident and he's going for it, then just feed him treats, tell him he's a good boy while he's doing that, and then soon that other dog will pass and it will be a positive interaction, and that is part of dog socialization. It is just exposing him to little things that we don't even think of, that they would need to be socialized to, and that helps create an ideal scenario. So in the ideal scenario, dog sees another dog, he just walks straight past him, everything is completely fine, and that is what a good socialized dog will do, and that's why you've got to put in the work to teach them how to do that. Another situation that they could come across is perhaps someone has a walker with tennis balls. They're walking along with the tennis balls, and your dog has never seen a tennis ball on a walker. Well, you don't want your dog to run over to that person with the walker and start trying to tear off the tennis balls on his bottom. So that's a great idea, to have a leash, have him right next to you, give him treats, try to just get him to walk by that person, and that creates positive interaction, and that gets him, again, socialized with that. So another fantastic thing that you can do is getting him socialized with the vet. As a vet, that was very important to me. I had dogs that were terrified of a vet. I used to work at one, if I didn't say that already. And we had a dog specifically that hated having his paws touched. Well, in order to actually trim his nails, the owners couldn't do that, so they might need to do sedation. We had to personally have two people, and we had to muzzle him and restrain him gently to just trim his nails, and that is why it is so important to have dog socialization, because if they're used to having their paws played with, if they are used to going to the vet and it not ending in a horrible experience every single time, then they're going to be happy and confident in that situation. So I know you can talk to your local vet office, and I'm sure they would be more than happy if you drove your dog there just to give some pets and some treats and not even have an appointment, just to have the vet staff pet him, and that would create a great positive association. And that is going to create a nice, well-socialized dog, and that is why it is so important, so that they're not going to be freaking out or anything like that. They're not going to be aggressive, and you're just going to model that behavior for him. So this dog socialization is something that you do basically for the rest of their lives. I would say one great tool that might help you whenever you're first getting started out is look for a dog socialization list online, and it will have a list of things that you might not even think of letting them see, like an umbrella, for example. They have no clue what an umbrella is. It's a stick, and then it's this big thing, and then people have it all the time whenever it's raining, and then it makes this pitter-patter noise and stuff like that. And that dog might be scared of the umbrellas if they don't know exactly what it is. So it's great to have that list as a tool, because you don't really think about, oh, my dog has never seen an umbrella before, and now he knows exactly how to respond to it, because I have shown him at home in a safe environment with treats, with toys, make it gentle, make it positive, and try to leave everything off on a positive note. So that is the importance of dog socialization for you.